that you can distress over particle board just like you can regular wood. If you use chalk paint, then you've probably painted something made out of particle board. If you haven't, did you know that chalk paint will stick to particle board? You know, that stuff that has the cheap veneer on it, all plasticky? Chalk paint will stick to that, and it sticks great. All you have to do is make sure and seal it. So today I want to show you how to distress the chalk paint off of particle board and how to make it look nice. This is an edge of the piece that I painted that was particle board, and I went ahead and already distressed it. So as you can see, I made a very thin line of distressing across the black, and it looks fantastic. And I'm going to show you how to do just that. You're going to need 2 items for this project. The first item you're going to need is something that you have painted with chalk paint that is made out of particle board. The second item you're going to need is sandpaper. This sandpaper is about 150 grit, and it works fantastic for this type of project. So let me show you how I distress particle board. I'm going to start on the front here. I already did the side, that's what I showed you before. What we're going to do is take our piece of sandpaper. It does not have to be a sanding block, but you do need to make sure that your sandpaper is on something flat. You should not just hold your sandpaper in your hand. It does need to be on something flat for this to work perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the corner and work my way to the other side of the piece. I'm only going to be sanding on the edges. So pay attention to how I keep my sandpaper right on the edge. You don't want to hit any other part of your piece of furniture, just the edge for this technique. So we're just going to start sanding. It's very similar to regular distressing. You sand it, you wipe it off, and let me show you what's already happened. So as you can see, this line right here I had done prior to the video to show you, and this line right here I just did. We are going to continue across the entire piece, getting every single edge with our sandpaper. You do not need to push hard, and you don't really need to take too many strokes across. Just about, as you saw, just kind of rub it across and then give it a couple even strokes all the way, and then you're done. It comes off very easily, and the veneer that's underneath it is just usually that light brown weird color. That's what I always see. So it just comes off and it looks like you've distressed it, or maybe that you have dry brushed only the edges with white. Either way, it's a great way to make your furniture that's particle board look so much nicer. So now I'm going to do this little edge right here. There is not as much of a hard edge on this, but I'm just going to slightly distress it to make it blend in with the rest. So just real straight strokes down the piece. And you might even just get a little teeny bit in the corner off, and you might get a little bit more, but just a couple strokes. Now, don't forget that you also have the underside of your edge, so you want to distress that as well. When doing your distressing, make sure the sandpaper only hits the area that you want to distress. If it hits some of the other parts, like if the little corners do or anything like that, it's going to mess up your piece and you're going to have to repaint it. Also, keep in mind when you get done distressing, you will be wiping it down with a wet rag to take off all the dust, and then you'll also be sealing it with some sort of sealer for chalk paint. I like polyacrylic. I also sometimes use Mod Podge, so it's your choice. Let's continue. We're just going to get the edge on this side, and remember, straight, light strokes. That side is done. Let's move on to the bottom and then we'll take care of the rest of it, including the drawer, which I'm so excited to do because it's gonna look really neat. If you do happen to get a little bit more off than what you expected, I don't know if you can really see this under part here, but it's not a big deal because it literally just looks like it's a little over distressed. I have a confession to make. I made a mistake that I told you guys not to make. And I don't even know if I want to show you because I'm so embarrassed. Of course I made the mistake on purposes because this is a learning video and I need to show you what happens when you don't follow my directions. So let me show you what happens if you don't make sure your sandpaper is only touching the place that you want to distress. Do you see these two places right here that kind of look lighter than they're supposed to be? It's because they are. My edge of my sandpaper, while I was using this part was also distressing. I'm very glad it's in the back and it's not a big deal because I will repaint it, but that is what happens when you're not paying attention. So pay attention when you're doing this. We're gonna continue. Okay, so the next step of this project is to take and distress all of the little lines that are along here. So we will distress along here, we'll distress on the inside, we'll distress here, we'll distress on the shelf down here. For right now, I'm going to spare you watching me sand the rest of this, and we're gonna check out the drawer and see how it looks when we're done distressing. Okay, and here we have the famous drawer. As usual, we're gonna distress the top first, right around every top edge. Making sure you can see it. Alright, so the edge is distressed. It's a little dusty. I'll clean it off once we're all the way done. We're now going to do this bottom edge here. When you're doing the bottom edge, you want to raise your sandpaper, the angle up a little bit so that distressing can actually be seen. Don't sand the side off, but just when you're sanding the little edge, just kind of hold your sandpaper up at more of a higher angle. And the last edge of the drawer, and then we will wipe it down. I am going to wipe this baby down and I'll be back with the finished product. I have wiped down the drawer and I'm going to show you what distressing looks like over particle board. It looks the same as distressing over regular wood. And that was my whole point, is that you can distress over particle board just like you can regular wood, as long as you keep the distressing to only the edges. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got value out of it. If you got value out of this video, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Right next to that is the thumbs up button. Hitting those buttons will help push my channel out to other people that might enjoy it. And I also have a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers, and one more subscriber would help me meet that goal. If you're looking for anything creative, you will find it on my channel. As you know, my channel contains videos about furniture, as you saw on this one. My channel also contains videos about health, beauty, including wigs, arts, crafts, ideas, and so much more. So go ahead and hit subscribe. I post on a regular basis, mostly daily, so I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. You have a wonderful, fantastic day. Peace out.